Mehcast, and ooh, what a Mehtly crew we are.
Yes. Mhm.
And for some reason, my
So,
fiber optic internet is struggling to get us live on YouTube. Or perhaps YouTube. Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mehcast, and oh, what a Mehtly crew we are. Today we return to the hair.
and meanwhile, I'm back in Twilight Princess.
Yes. It's
Mhm.
actually Slay the Princess, Pristine cut.
Give me a sec.
Mhm.
I'm going to.
Please visit blacktabbygames.com if you need a specific list of content warnings. Could just slap a Resident Evil style disclaimer screen on the start and
Mhm.
So, Old Zero, what is your history with Twilight Princess? And hello, Eli.
Yeah.
now,
I
Eli,
as those
Mhm.
of you who watched my previous playthroughs of this game, rather, will remember, I quite enjoyed this. But
Mm.
we're going to be going back, and we're not going to be continuing any of those. We're going to be starting a
That's
new game from the beginning. And now that I know a little bit more about it, I'm not going to be wandering around and resetting as much as I did, because apparently I could have gotten to the true ending a little bit faster if I'd true ending, quote unquote, the ending where you get to the credits, if I'd have followed
eh,
a single path. Because I thought this was like an Undertale situation where no matter how many times you quote-unquote reset, it was all in the same line, but then I found out,
that wasn't the case.
no! It's all...
Anyway,
It all has to be in a single save file.
as Old Zero is saying, in in
Hmm.
in what is your or what was your initial exposure to this game?
Surprisingly, aside from the trailers, it was through Brawl that
I see.
I kind of gravitated towards the Twilight Princess look. Yeah. Yeah.
A
Yeah,
lot of
I liked the Twilight Princess Link in Brawl.
In fact, so much so, on my shelf right now, I do have the Figma Twilight Princess Link.
Oh,
I
nice.
actually
I actually have the Wolf Link amiibo.
Mhm.
so funnily enough, I ended up getting this game with the Wii that I
Alright,
initially
Betsy Ross.
had
Yeah.
for had gotten for Christmas.
Mhm.
It was a game that me and my family ended up playing a while back.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway,
Mhm.
now that we have the double claw shot, let's go face this guy's second and last challenge. Hey,
Well,
buddy.
on it's kind of funny. Um, some things that have happened recently. Rest in peace, Quincy Jones, the legendary music producer who produced Michael Jackson's Thriller album, died
Yeah.
Rest in
right
peace to the
around the time
legend.
October
Rest in
ended.
peace. Mhm.
So that's a little bit funny. We've also had some deaths in the anime community recently. Let me go ahead and pull this up. So,
Hmm.
come on, don't make me scroll. I am in the wrong channel. Hang on. Been a few people who have passed away recently. One of the
Including
animation.
Alan Rackins, the voice of Norman Osborn from Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, he did a really
Ouch.
good job in that show.
Mhm.
One of the big animation directors for I think it was My Hero Academia and Full Metal Alchemist and a bunch of other shows.
Yeah, and One Punch
Yeah.
Man.
And One Punch
Let's
Man.
see.
Yeah, that
Let's
guy
see.
died recently too. What was his name again?
She
Remember?
Shigemi Ikeda.
Paste it into the chat. I can read it.
Okay. You want me to put it into the chat
Broadcast chat.
broadcast? Okay, sending it in right about now.
Shigemi Ikeda.
Yep.
I don't have time to chat with fangirls. Go away.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad making that one girl in Skyward Sword fall in love with Link.
Oh yeah, but that's unfortunately a side quest.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I thought I set the game audio before I started streaming.
Yeah, I was like, wait, where's the
Guys-
game audio?
Yeah, you guys can't hear. You guys can't hear the narrator. Think of it, you guys also can't fucking see me. Hang on. There we go.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what.
Causality doesn't matter here. Suck it,
If the
Griffith.
princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched.
So yeah, now that we have the double claw shot, we can get this chest.
The egg is hatched, you say. And it's about to ruin everything, you say. Oh.
So is that? So
that
that's
remi-
not.
That
that's
reminds
not the
me of
egg that-
Berserk.
So that's not the egg that's about to turn into Diablomon.
Oh, boy.
Diablomon.
Oh! Gotta go back up.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
I know I've already done this before, but I'm going to, put on my inner JC Denton and ask, do you have a single fact to back that up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important
So I
don't know.
task? You've made it this far.
Considering I've just
might
kind of
as well
woken up
reach
here.
the end of your journey.
Kind of feel like you might have drugged me, Mr. Narrator. Hope you weren't planning on doing anything else with me while I was drugged.
The narrator's like,
Contemplating.
Then I guess we'll
Ugh,
have to see
I
what
gotta go
happens, but
oh west.
a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out,
Give me a
she
sec.
could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words,
I summon
the
thee.
harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each
Come, magic
and every
horse.
is
The harder it'll... Oh, the more trapped I am by her words, the harder it'll be to pull out, you say.
so sure.
By the way,
Thank
See how that
by the way,
comes
Alt
out
Zero.
for us?
Yeah.
Oh, there exists a Twilight Princess
You lead your way
manga,
short path to
and it is really good.
You'll find the
I heard about it, yeah. I still need
I've
to
seen one volume of
get
it.
it.
I
Yeah.
saw some of the art, and I was like, oh wow, this is
We're not
pretty
gonna go
good.
through with this, right?
Yeah.
She's a
And
Akira
no-
Himikawa is the one who's been doing the Zelda manga.
He doesn't know what he's
Yeah.
talking about.
There was like some for like Ocarina of Time and
Yeah,
Majora's
Ocarina of
Mask.
Time was Ocarina of Time
Interior
Time
of
was the
cabin is
first
almost
one she did,
entirely bare.
but
Mhm.
then
The air
Majora's
is
Mask.
stale and musty,
Mask
and
and
the
Link to the
floor and
Past.
walls are painted in a fine
Hmm.
layer of dust. The only furniture of note
For whatever
is a
reason,
plain
she
wooden
didn't do
table
Wind
perched
Waker,
on that table.
Oh, that was probably
But she did-
someone else.
but she did Phantom Hourglass.
Mm.
Huh.
The blade
Interesting.
is your implement.
Oh, the DS game, right?
If you want
Yeah.
to do this right.
I'm like, it's kind of random to choose.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This
Kinda
is
random.
impressive.
I'm gonna just go for the
The
sequel
air
to
feels heavy and damp.
oh,
hint
Phantom
of
Hourglass.
rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Yeah.
If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's
Kind of weird how
It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once
Oh,
to remember it for the rest of your
how they
life.
choose to adapt some of
Don't
these
let it fool
things.
you. It's
Yeah.
all part of the manipulation. Your you're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. How many times
Yeah,
do I have to
it's even more. I know it may not
And
exactly
they-
unreal.
And they're
God.
going to be releasing a complete box set for the Twilight Princess manga.
Ooh.
I'd be stuck down here forever.
If you're interested in grabbing
Come
that,
downstairs.
and you
I wanna
should.
see the face of my
Yeah.
rescuer.
Yeah, it reminds me of a story when SNK, when it came to them releasing King of Fighters 96, like the weird thing is like they redrew all the sprites to make them look proper, but then the gameplay ended up like, how can I put this? Felt a bit kind of clunky to where they didn't have enough time to
A little bit rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. You said that was 96, right?
Yes, KOF 96.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so they didn't have enough time to fix it.
If I recall correctly, even with like the way 96 played in the original wasn't as rough as the remaster, was it?
Well, from what I understand, because they were of course trying to meet the yearly crunch to put out the games yearly. But it wouldn't be until like KOF 97 where the gameplay definitely feels much more refined. At the time.
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains,
So now I'm just going to go around finding some of the other bugs
We're
before.
about to break.
Are we?
And now onto Farron Woods.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
You know, the funny thing is like this was as you know, this was originally developed for the GameCube.
Yeah.
Then they ended up making this port for the Wii.
Yeah, this was like one of the last major GameCube titles since the GameCube was pretty much on its way out. This was like, this had to have been like the mid 2000s. Yeah, this was like the mid 2000s. Yeah.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
Oh, Magic Horse.
Left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabinet.
Yes, I'm quoting the big green dub. Oh, Magic Cloud. Quote, where did you get one of those? I don't know. Up and away.
It's Big Green! Let that child go.
It's let
No,
that
no, no.
child alone.
Let that child alone.
Oh, man.
I have not watched that dub, but I know the memes.
I am staying away from that with a 10-foot pole.
Best of the Big Green dub is a brilliant piece of YouTube work.
Yes.
You know, the one time TFS ended up making a reference to that in their actual abridgment was during what was it? Oh, it was as Kai abridged.
Oh.
Let that Vegeta alone. And what the hell is he? He's a Super Cell. Oh no! You killed Vegeta! You killed Vegeta! You are so decked.
Wah wah.
Because Goku did say that he was going to deck Frieza in the schnoz. Which, to be fair, that is not a threat that Frieza has ever heard. You know, he's heard all these heroic phrases so wearily often, he's made a mental list of how many times he's heard such things.
Yep, 92.
Even, we're going to, fuck your face. Oh my. Well.
Oh,
man. He's been doing this for so long that he has heard the phrase, "Hey, we're going to fuck your face."
Yeah.
Which, by the way, for JoJo dub fans, and the guy who voice acts the quote-unquote face fucker, is Howard Wang, the voice of Anasui.
Yeah. Oh, I met with him, yeah, last year.
Is someone else here? Your shouts
Got a
and
purple rupee,
pleas
but
are
it won't.
met with silence.
It won't budge, dang it.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier
Would
for
it?
whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Now, oh,
I heard the door
okay,
slam. They
so
locked you down here too, didn't they?
unfortunately, there are no new characters confirmed for Bleach Rebirth of Souls because they're waiting until Veterans Day to do a character showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, I'm spinning the nunchuck.
There's a slight
God damn it,
panic
game!
rising in the princess's voice.
Stop harassing my horse.
If I could
Mhm.
just get
She's
out
not
of these
taking-
chains,
she does
I
not take
know we could
kindly
force our way out of here together.
into this level of harassment. She prefers head pats.
She
Yes.
barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone,
I'm back here.
a sound comes from behind you.
I'm back here.
The clang of bouncing metal.
Don't worry, we're gonna find your
The
mate so
blade
that
from
you can eat
upstairs.
him.
You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Fucking birds.
Fine.
Let's see, a game I am looking forward to next year. Ah, there we go, found it. Fatal Fury City of the
Against
Wolves.
your better judgment, you place the blade
They're still
against
making
the ragged,
Fatal Fury
self-inflicted
games.
wound on the
Yeah,
princess's
but
arm.
this is the one.
The unyielding
City of the
desire
Wolves is, I believe, yeah, it
to
was
his
one
face.
that. I feel like,
Come
yeah.
You cut.
Garo,
Wink.
Mark of the Wolves.
Alright.
The blade is sharp, and it
Now
takes
let's
little
see what's
effort to
next on
crack
my
the
list
bone
of
her arm.
the bugs.
Her lid
Yeah,
falls to the
Looking
ground.
back, yeah, there was supposed to be a Garo, Mark of the Wolves sequel, but I think. But 2000 was when, yeah, SNK went bankrupt. Hmm.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly. as her gaze
Okay.
meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping.
Let's go
rhythmically
to
the
North
ground.
Hyrule Field.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
So it's kind of interesting how they let Twilight Princess Link have another shot at Smash Brothers in Smash 4 instead
Yeah.
of just using
Now let's get out of here.
Skyward Sword Link.
Yeah.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too
Let's
high.
see. Meanwhile, Ike gets a bit of a facelift going from his Path of Radiance look to Radiant Dawn.
Can't just let her
Looking
escape.
more
That's
like
true.
Guts.
Yeah.
But then again, a lot of Ike's design is based off of Guts.
As the
Yep.
princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
And I think one little detail I noticed with Ganondorf from Brawl to Smash 4 is that he has like the
Something's come over you.
glowing injury he got from getting
You know
stabbed.
You don't have to do this, right?
Like that was
Your body lunges,
that I recall
the
for a
blade
fact.
held low, ready
Yeah.
to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has
Alright,
a
got
chance
the
to
stag
connect.
beetle. Now I gotta find.
Stop trying to resist me. I'm
Find-
trying to get you out of here alive.
Well, I guess more like a scar rather. Yeah.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious
Come to
step
think of it.
forward.
Yeah.
Down both butterflies.
We both know this isn't you.
Down both phasmids.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid
On both
hands.
ants.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
It's like I'm going up Zoro's domain next.
Mhm.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake.
Good enough.
Don't
I
get
understand
started
that-
thinking a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed.
Midna, I understand that you are
forever.
not voiced by an English voice actress, but speak a language that we can understand. English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Do you understand?
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife.
Had
You
to
know,
do
there
it.
was one
Apparently not.
there was one guy on
Doesn't like
DeviantArt
that sloppy
who ended up coming up with like a bunch of headcanon castings for Zelda characters.
Won't be long
Yeah.
For Midna, he came up with Laura Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so
I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
With
Get
one
over
last
here, you
thrust of the
stupid
knife,
bug.
your legs give out beneath you. You
Hold
collapse to the
still and
floor,
let me shoot
your blood
you.
pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest.
You
as
know-
tears carve rivulets of pink down her
Oh.
blood-spattered cheeks.
And come
Get
on.
over here.
Come on. Ah, no.
Hey. I did not want to read the sign, game.
Get it? Oh.
Stupid fucking game. Come on.
Game.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
Do not make me claw shot you again.
Ah.
Come on. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hmm.
So now I gotta go up Zoro's domain.
Right?
Thankfully, I don't have to go up it.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's
I like
happening.
how the passage of time
You
works
made
better
your
here
choice.
than it does in Ocarina of Time.
Mhm.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, hi, Reekfish.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end
There
of
you
that
are.
path
Come here.
is a cabin,
I'm down here.
and in the basement
I'm
of
down
that
here.
cabin is a princess.
There we go.
Another one.
Another one bites the dust. Do 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 do. Now I got one more set that I am missing,
You're here to slay
which
her.
I believe.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's see.
Let's see.
A
This.
little sense of deja vu. No,
Oh.
you don't have that.
Oh, I
This is
know.
the first
I
time
know where I
you've
gotta go
ever
now.
been
I
here.
gotta go back to Farron. Specifically to the Hyrule Field
Maybe it's
of
best to keep it
Farron.
that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us
And then I
last
gotta
time,
go
did
back
he?
to
If
Gerudo.
we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved?
let's see, this week, yeah, I'm gonna go see the new My Hero Academia movie, and
Oh yeah, the new MHA movie is really good.
yeah. And I think after that, probably next week, the dub premiere for Dragon Ball Daima.
I'm not really all that interested in it. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that Akira Toriyama's passing has made people want to see it, but I'm like, I've kind of. I know Stephanie Nadolny
Yeah.
is in it, and that's really nice, but I can't bring myself to care about Dragon Ball all that much anymore.
That's fair, but I will say
That's
it's
fair.
really nice that Stephanie's playing Kid Goku again. That made me really happy. Because
Yeah.
come on, that voice is iconic. Kamehameha!
Meow.
Yeah.
I can still do the voice too.
Oh man.
And she still got it even after all this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? If I get to see Nadolny again, I'll be more than happy for her to sign my Dragon Ball Daima mini Goku figure.
Oh,
I'm
that'd
holding
be
right now.
nice.
Yeah. I kid you
by the-
not, I've seen, like, in person, out of all the Goku figure arts figures I have, this is the Daima version is probably the smallest, like, height-wise, that I have.
If you're back here,
Now,
assume you died.
You know, in the point of where Daima takes place,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
Gohan's the strongest in the universe, but still doesn't do crap.
Look into the future! Bulma and Vegeta have a kid! The real Boo is a child! Cell reaches his perfect form! Goten and Trunks become a guy! Gohan is the strongest in the universe and he doesn't do crap!
I'm
Canassans.
that
Hey,
just
some-
that sounds like the news reporter in that Family Guy, the crazy black guy screaming at the top of his lungs.
What, Ollie Williams?
Yeah, yes. him.
I have met Phil Lamar more than once.
That was him doing the voice. What the heck?
Yeah. Everybody
Oh
look
my
like pants.
I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making
Luz just got killed.
has the common sense to ignore your protestations.
Thank you.
I believe your second question was.
Now we go to Ollie Williams for the Black U weather forecast. What's the weather looking like, Ollie? It's space weather!
Assumption that your actions last time around had consequences. What do you mean? Of course, there are consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to
Got
me.
one more bug to find.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question:
Oh,
did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
now who's laughing?
Do you think
Me?
people who lived
Because
happily
I
ever
just
after?
killed you.
Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple.
It's interesting how Gerudo Desert has changed between Ocarina of Time and this game.
It feels
No longer
That's right.
is it the only theme in the game with good music.
Sweep her off her
Mhm.
feet if it's the last thing anyone does.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not a big fan of Ocarina of Time's soundtrack all that much.
That's
Mm.
okay.
The cabinet.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Just be quick about it.
because I'm like, I get it, but at the same time, no, there's better Zelda music out there. And like that, we've gotten all the golden insects.
What I'm saying is true.
I do like the Smash Brothers remix of the Gerudo Valley that's featured in Smash 4 and Ultimate.
Oh, that one is so good.
Yes.
Sure.
It just feels like a more updated version of it. With
Before
just
you ask,
yeah.
no, we can't just keep her down there.
I had to be
If you
honest.
don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is. People locked her in that basement.
So-
I told you what this place is. It's a path in the
Oh,
woods.
I kind of
Think
find
of
it
complicated
interesting
things.
how you know what's the most popular video that me and Alex had both made?
I'm not supposed to say this.
Which was that? I don't remember.
It's
It was the
because
Comics for All
it's
video
special.
where
Oh,
we
yeah.
went through.
The Beast Boy Raven video we did.
Call it
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, people are still commenting on that every now and again, asking when we're going to do the sequel.
Mhm.
We'll get
Robin
to it at
one.
some point. We'll get to it at some point.
Oh yeah.
Calling us special
Mhm.
isn't going to make us
But
friends,
first,
even if it did.
we've got a bunch of other things to do. We got to set up a date
Believe
and
me,
time
the
for
last
that.
thing I want is for you and I to be
Oh
friends.
yeah.
Now we got to make
But I'm a professional.
and
I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of
oh, and
helping you
we not
solve
only have the Robin one to do, but we also have Starfires.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, the Starfire
'Cause-
one can't possibly be any worse than I Am Not Starfire. The
Oh.
other one
I
that
told
we
you
did.
everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just
Oh.
overcomplicate
Do
it.
not
Otherwise,
get me
in every
started on
single
that one. That
situation,
was
Eh.
shit from beginning to end.
Not to sound like a
Yeah.
broken record, but the less you
Oh.
know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word. Now, if you
Oh wait,
don't
I'm supposed to go to
mind, the whole
Mallow
world is
Mart.
waiting with
Or
bated
because I
breath
got
for you
loads
to
of
save it
rupees to
from ruin.
spend. But so that way I could actually have an emptier
Hello,
wallet.
Before you
Mhm.
go any further, she will lie.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
already told you we're not playing along with your little game.
I swear that little
Lies that
twerp
can't be trusted.
somehow managed
Her
to
beauty is the only thing in the
buy out
world
an
you
entire
can
mart
believe.
in Castletown.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own
Bum,
voice.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-ba-dum.
But I also speak from
Hello,
the
my
heart.
good sir.
My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be
Eh.
expressed.
Smitten, I was talking about the narrator, but thank you for confirming that you like the sound of your own voice.
All right, I got the magic armor.
Hooray!
So as long as I have rupees, I'd be unable to run out of health. What are you saying?
Sure,
I know I
your
could
passions
take are
a
lot
still
of
and all,
anime, but
not everyone
fun.
needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
I mean, one of my favorite running jokes
Pay
from
their
the Brain
Bitcoin
Scratch
in your
comms Mega Man
Focus on the
playthroughs
task
is
at
whenever
hand.
Ryan plays Airman Gatao Sanai,
hmm
which is I can't
The
defeat
interior of the
Airman.
cabin is
Ah, the
gorgeous.
Mega Man 2
Its
Let's Play.
stone walls draped in fine-threaded
Ah,
tapestries.
yes.
A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture
Roboticized Namekian
the
trees.
pristine blade perched on its edge.
Still one of the most random things
The
Lewis
blade
has
is your
random
implement.
comparisons Lewis
You'll
has
need
ever
it if you
made.
want to do this right.
And Mega Man whenever he moves to the right,
The blade
falls
sits
like a
bolted
rock.
behind the door to the
My
basement.
God.
Nothing else in here. There's
All right, time to
Like a
learn our last
rock.
skill.
There isn't.
All from the
I'm
hero's
sure the
shade.
princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case
Oh.
she'd be
Yeah,
lying to you
So yeah, this will
because,
be the last
again,
time we see this
there
guy.
isn't a mirror.
I'm guessing this is a reference to the one of the
Exactly.
previous
Why
timelines
would I
or
lie
so.
about
The Fallen
something so
Hero.
meaningless?
Basically, the
What
hero's
good would it
shade
do you?
is
To waste time preening yourself
Ocarina of
instead
Time and
doing what
Majora's
needs to
Mask
be done.
Link.
hmm
But because he was filled with so much regret for not being able to
I
do
can't say I was paying
more,
much attention to the scenery last
or
time
apparently they ended up being
around.
like,
Because you haven't
oh, we're
actually done
going
it.
to
I hope this
oh,
means you'll
let
finally
your
drop
spirit
that
linger
ridiculous
so that you could
past
teach
life nonsense.
into your
You have a
descendant
guide, and you certainly
in
haven't
new
been killed by the
moves.
princess. So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
Now I gotta unleash my spin attack.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement.
There are not one,
It's
but
open.
three.
There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity.
Last
Could have a
technique, the
feather
great
out of place,
spin.
Now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather.
I could not convey the lessons of that life to those who came after. At last I have eased my regrets. You who have marched through countless foes, each mightier than the last. You who now gaze to the future with vision unclouded. Surely you can restore Hyrule to its stature of yore as the chosen land of the gods. Farewell. Go and do not falter, my child.
Hopefully it doesn't
But
put
you
her
ain't
on
my
edge,
daddy.
and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us again.
We'll come back to you,
It's
Mr.
good that you
Barrier.
took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
I mean, that depends on what you think my job is.
The door to the basement
Speaking of
is
job,
open,
Kevin,
revealing an intricate stairway.
What?
let's talk about that totally awesome movie both of us watched over the weekend.
Along the walls.
Ah,
The basement almost
Yeah, Venom 3 was fucking terrible.
the dim fire.
it was.
It was Michael Bay Transformers level of terrible. This movie was Revenge of the Fallen bad, and frankly, like,
If the princess
I had to look it up and see, like, hey, was this written during the writer's strike? No, it fucking wasn't. The script was finished before the writer's strike started.
a soft voice.
The film had to stop because of the actors' strike,
Mhm.
but they resumed.
Hello? Is someone there?
Excuse me, there's not really anything missing from it that I can see. It was just written by a complete fucking hack. That, it seems like, the film legitimately seems like
Her voice.
it had
It's somehow
scenes
even more beautiful
randomly
than last
generated
time.
at times. Like,
I can
it's
hear wedding
it's got
bells already.
too many characters, it's got every fucking cliche in the book. There's all kinds of stuff. There's too much shit going on in the film, and like, there's so much cringe shit, like the fucking hippie family that Eddie and Venom run into later.
Which, by the way, the hippie family dad is played by Rhys Ifans.
Reese Ifans, what are you doing to this movie, buddy? Not like, what do you... I would have liked to have Reese Ifans in this film in a better role. Fucking,
A role that-
why do you have fucking Lizard in a Spider-Man film when he ain't playing the fucking Lizard?
Hmm.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist. binding
Who
her to
knows
the
at this
farm.
point?
Okay, so the film starts off with, you know, it literally essentially is just Revenge of the Fallen, right down to the fucking death of Optimus Prime scene that they shoehorned in, except it's the death of Venomous Prime, except I'm pretty sure Venom's not actually dead, because at the end of the film, like, Null, who's played by Andy Serkis, who is also completely fucking wasted in the film.
Yeah,
Ouch.
Yeah, as wasted as he was in the
Marvel
fucking Star
is-
Wars sequels.
because Marvel is very much allergic to letting cool villains actually be cool.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. I want to know what the original plan for this movie was before Feige decided that he didn't want Venom in the MCU anymore.
Hmm.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come
But-
back.
Yeah, so this is the... I go look this up because I don't remember the name of the director, but it was the director's... It was the director's first movie. Yeah, Kelly Marcel. Somebody named Kelly Marcel. She's a screenwriter from England, right?
Hmm.
Oh, God. Okay, so here's her filmography.
Mm-hmm.
She was the script editor for a movie called Bronson. She was a script editor on a movie called The Heavy, starring Vinnie Jones and Christopher Lee. She wrote Saving Mr. Banks.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote 50 Shades of Grey. She did script work on Mad Max Fury Road. She was a writer of the original Venom and Venom 2, yo.
Huh.
In between those two, she also wrote Cruella. I'm not gonna hold that against her, because I thought Venom was alright, and I thought Let There Be Carnage was fucking awesome. But, for some reason they decided to let her direct. And, like, speaking of people who are wasted on this film, guess who was the cinematographer on this film?
Ooh.
Fabian Wagner.
What?
Yeah. The Justice League guy.
Oh.
He also shot Overlord, which was also really well done. But he's mainly a TV guy. He's known for doing stuff like Game of Thrones and Sherlock and The Crown and things like that. And he's done some House of the Dragon episodes and things like that. Really good cinematographer. He's really good at what he does. Don't hold the fact that he also shot Victor Frankenstein against him, and that film looks good despite its problems. So anyways, yeah. So the film begins in the post-credits scene of Venom 1, of Venom 2, and
No, it's the post-credits scene in No Way Home, and then
it's technically both, because
and then he gets transported back into his universe.
Yeah, and decides, well, after getting drunk, he and Venom Eddie and Venom have this really cringy attempt to fake being a bartender, and it's not really entertaining. And for the most part, like, all of the main thing I liked about the previous Venom films was the dynamic between Eddie and Venom, and their dynamic kind of sucks now.
Yeah, Venom ends up taking the full-blown retard pills that Connor Kent from Young Justice has been passing out.
Yeah, Connor jumped over from the multiverse through the multiverse and handed Venom his entire stash, because Venom
specifically the symbiote.
Yeah, Venom does some really stupid shit in this film that Eddie tries to stop, and
That's right, villain.
So speaking of people from other Marvel products in this film, Chiwetel Ejiofor is in this.
Yeah, Chiwetel Ejiofor is in this. I first thought that was Harry Lennox, but then I'm like, no, wait, he doesn't sound like him.
Yeah, no.
And the worst part is like, I ended up making the weird comparison of this being essentially a poor man's and Man of Steel and BVS.
Oh god,
it's all molded into one. Because Venom has a goddamn codex after saving Eddie's bacon from the first movie, which
I was going to say
that would attract Null's attention, and when he fully more, before now, but
somehow,
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, somehow it's only, despite it being like 6 years between Venom 1 and Venom 4. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it literally is 6 years, because 2018 Venom, and then 2024 is The Last Dance. And, The Last Dance doesn't actually have a fucking... There's no connection to it.
Nope.
Like, the title, they dance in the film with the Asian lady who owns the convenience store.
Who is the only recurring character on the previous two films that reprises.
So I have to explain for a second here. So,
Mrs. Chen?
Yeah, so Mrs. Chen. So, Patrick Mulligan. Fuck is Patrick Mulligan? Oh, yeah. So,
oh, that is a creepy smirk from Midna.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure out who some of these characters were, because they weren't...
Patrick Mulligan, aka Toxin.
Yeah, Toxin. And
you've died before.
Yeah.
So an entire world has been damned to oblivion.
I
really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is...
part of the premise of the film is that Null, the symbiote king guy, who was supposed to be the main villain of the overarching villain of Thor: Love and Thunder, but wasn't because of rights issues. Not that I'm saying his presence there would have improved the film in any way whatsoever, because that film was fucking terrible. But, so part of the premise of the film is that, after Venom used with Eddie to, to fix him up after he died in Venom 1. And that created a codex. What's a codex in this film? I'm glad you asked. The codex is a key. The codex, is a key
Codex
that will unlock...
is a key. Null.
Yeah, the codex is a key that will unlock Null's prison. Null is the guy who created the symbiotes back in the day. Why? I don't fucking know.
But then they had a rebellious phase and decided... Yeah. But the thing is that it's hard to really take the symbiotes in this movie seriously when most of them get jobbed out by a single creature that Null sends. I'm not joking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the fucking xenophages, which is not... By the way, Wikipedia has links to all of the characters. Xenophages are a... I'm assuming the xenophage is not something that was created by Marvel Comics. In fact, xenophage Marvel. I'm going to Google that now. Oh no, xenophage. Xenophage is... Okay, it is. They are symbiote hunters. Let's see. Symbiote hunters first showed up in Venom the Hunted in number 1, 1996.
Yeah, and
okay, that works out.
Right now at this point, Midna is trying to hide in my shadow. Oh, willfully. Well, hopefully just because she feels deep shame about abandoning the people of this realm.
Yeah, according to the Marvel Wiki, that they have nothing to do with...
Look at how far this place stretches.
Yeah, they essentially have nothing to do with Null. That's great. But yeah, when I couldn't remember because there's just so many fucking characters and species in Marvel Comics. I couldn't remember if they were originally from the comics or not. But the thing is, Young Justice has essentially overwritten my concept of a xenophage in my head. You know?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world?
Wait, if you try to go into these clouds of smoke as Human Link, you'll be forcibly transformed into Wolf Link.
Okay.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
Ow. Spag.
You died, and now we're talking.
Very helpful, honey. Thank you.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world?
Isn't that just like... Are you listening to
Okay,
her?
I get a chest. What does it contain? Who knows? A small key.
Me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
I wonder...
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't.
Oh, right, I'm supposed to... All right.
Except for all the other voices I have in my head.
Because I like it better if she doesn't have someone
So...
with a voice like him, always trying
So
to
it's...
drive her
So essentially... So essentially, even though... Essentially, Venom wants to go to New York.
Venom wants to go on a road trip to New York. That doesn't happen. This is not a road trip movie.
But...
That would have been a good premise for a film. Almost like Venom was like in San Francisco, and then he and Eddie go back to New York. Or goes like J. Jonah Jameson contacts him and is like, Eddie, I need you on a job. I was like, no. Oh, they're wanted criminals now for some reason.
No, they're wanted criminals because of the death of that one cop in the previous movie.
Yeah, the guy who isn't dead. who got symbioted by somebody else, and Mordo, who imprisons him.
Yeah, no. Mordo imprisons a different guy.
Oh, that was a different guy? I can't fucking tell.
Mordo
The movie doesn't
imprisons
do a good job of explaining this shit.
Mordo imprisons the bartender.
Oh,
Or the guy who got killed was the police guy. Guy that tried to help out Eddie, but
hang
then
on.
ended
Who
up...
was that guy? Who was that guy in the box? That wasn't the bartender, was it?
Box?
He didn't have... Yeah, the guy who was in the box at the start of the film. Okay, let me look this up.
Yeah, because this is gonna bug...
Oh, yeah, Mulligan... Okay, yeah, Mulligan is still alive. Yeah.
Mulligan... Yeah, Patrick Mulligan.
Yeah, Mulligan was the guy who was in the box.
But then he ended up getting possessed by...
by the big green symbiote. Or the blue one.
No, it was the green one. And the green one, which is Toxin.
I thought the yellow one was Toxin.
Well, in this movie, it's Toxin.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. This is incredibly helpful, guys. Hang on, let me look this up. Oh yeah, so part of the premise is that Area 51 is closing down, but the secret base underneath Area 51 is still gonna be there. I don't really get that.
Yeah.
Toxins. No, Toxin is apparently red and black. Huh.
Yeah, they're...
I always thought the yellow one was Toxin. Apparently that's somebody else.
Yeah, the worst part is the worst part is because I don't read... And the worst part is because I don't read comics. This is essentially my introduction to these symbiote characters.
Scream.
Oh,
Scream is the female one. Phage is the yellow one. The male yellow symbiote is Phage. Except in the mainline comics, he's purple and pink. No, he's pink and yellow. And I don't fucking know. There's too much shit going on here.
Oh, now I'm fighting a whole bunch of bats.
You died. I don't know.
I'm fighting a projection of Zant.
Then I did.
See?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
Anyways, let's just... Closing down Area 51 is not something that would ever happen. And, like, it would become a tourist trap before it would actually become a, before it would ever become, like, abandoned, you know? So Reese Fonz and the hippie family are on a...
They want to go on a road trip to...
they're on a road trip to Area 51. And now, this is the first of many examples of the movie having things just happen and meandering everywhere for no apparent reason.
You can cut my arm off again.
By the way, guys, you know how in other Zelda games there are these things called floor masters?
Yeah, there's also wall masters.
Well, this is the only dungeon that has any sort of thing like that, and they are a pain in the ass.
They're a ceiling master as well?
No, it's this thing that I have to contend with.
She just said she'd be okay with
Yeah, so if Eddie dies, the codex in his neck explodes. If Venom dies, the codex in his neck explodes. For some reason, the codex only exists when Venom fully, gets his little Kamen Rider transformation on with Eddie. Keep that in mind.
It's only when
gonna
they're
be important later.
It's only when they're fully transformed.
Yeah.
In their first attempt to try to get to New York after beating up a bunch of guys who were trying to use a bunch of cute puppies for dogfighting.
Eddie and Venom have their friendly little John Wick exchange with some Mexican gangsters who are fighting dogs, and they kill all of them. And the film doesn't transform Venom as often as I would have liked it to, because Venom and Eddie don't go into their full form.
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards
At the very least, you could stun the
Very
stupid
often.
hand.
take over our body and force us to try and kill her.
Yeah. And then this is after they come back from the MCU, and then they go along, and it's like, and Eddie is like they're gonna be after us for killing those gangsters. Is like, I kind of don't think they will. In fact, that never actually comes up ever again.
They were going after them for the death of that cop.
Yeah, well, they were going after him for the death of the cop. Like, that was on the news, even down in Mexico, apparently. And then Mordo shows up with the goon squad and kidnaps the bartender. Apparently, they've been capturing symbiotes that are all over the world that are there for some reason, and they've all been fleeing Null, and Null is like trying to kill them for imprisoning him. So he sends the xenophages after him. I mean, the xenophages can sense the codex, even though their whole purpose is to hunt symbiotes already. So they should be able to sense that Eddie has a symbiote in him. And then they go on this road trip, and Eddie grabs onto a plane, and they're outside the plane.
Alright.
And then they get attacked by a xenophage. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna be heading out. I gotta meet up with a friend for because we're gonna be planning some conventions coming up for next year.
Oh, cool.
So.
Well, I hope you have. Take care. It was nice having you around.
Of course.
Feel free to join us on our other excursions.
Oh, yeah.
And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
Oh God.
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked.
Come on!
I'll be damned.
Yeah, they go on the plane, they get attacked by the xenophage. They throw the xenophage into the plane's engine like it's fucking Syndrome, and then
Which, by the way, that doesn't kill the xenophage.
That doesn't kill. Not only does that not kill the xenophage, that doesn't damage the plane.
Yeah, even though realistically that would take down the entire plane. Which, by the way, Venom, why didn't you think of doing something a bit more sensible for your little attempt at escaping?
Yeah, he could have stowed away in the cargo hold. Would have been more pleasant than flying on the outside. Hey, don't you have wings? Couldn't you have flown?
I can't believe it.
Apparently not.
Yes, I have
Apparently not.
I told you.
Meanwhile, Joseph Joestar would be like, "Quit flapping, you son of a bitch!"
And I saw her face. I'm a believer.
But you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Down in my mind.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Gotta find one more soul.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah, and so Eddie wanders around and he finds the hippie family and goes with them to Las Vegas.
First he ends up getting pursued. He ends up being found by the government agents.
Found by the government agents, and he kills one. And
we also gotta mention. Yeah, and we also gotta mention that briefly Venom possessed a horse, and we got treated to the tune of "Don't Stop Me Now."
Yeah,
which I'm like,
that was
why?
fucking terrible. Oh, I love the song. I love using that song in great context, but it's like it.
You're going to regret this.
You could
What do we do now?
maybe use a different song. Fucking Bicycle Race would have worked better than that. And it would have been like fucking Sonic used Don't Stop Me Now recently.
Yeah, in 2020.
End the world?
Yeah, yeah, like Don't Stop Me Now is a great song, but it's getting overplayed. Like seriously, in movie soundtracks, they're using it fucking constantly. Like I liked it using, I liked its use in the credits for Bohemian Rhapsody, and I liked its use in Sonic the Hedgehog. But it just shows up. It was like maybe we could, I don't know, Ace of Spades by Motorhead. That would have been a good idea.
Don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants.
Yeah, Eddie gets PTSD. There's a bunch of animal transformations in the river escape sequence. That's cool. It's a shame the film is so bad.
You're so gullible.
Like it's the Michael Bay Transformers thing where it's like you've done the surface level amount of work to make this like somewhat appealing as a concept, but it's just schlock. It's like mindless fucking fluff between
and then she shrugs.
like the connective tissue is like
What do you want to do?
leading us into the next action scene. And it's like there's this whole fucking sequence where like Eddie gets his feet pissed on after he goes to Las Vegas with the fucking hippie family and by some douchebag, and Eddie like knocks this guy out, takes his suit, and is like that would have been a cool little James Bond moment, because I think at one point people were thinking like Tom Hardy was going to be the next James Bond, and so they, you know, because he's in the suit, he could have like done some smooth looking swaggery stuff. He could have used like Venom to cheat at poker or some shit. And, like,
No, Venom sucks at gambling.
Venom immediately goes to a fucking slot machine and wastes all the money the hippie guy gave him. Because I don't remember Reese Fonz's name. And he immediately, like, the symbiote immediately develops a gambling addiction.
Martin Moon is the name of the character.
Yeah, Martin Moon. And the symbiote immediately develops a gambling addiction, and then that never shows up again. And they, you know how they, so they go, they find Mrs. Chen at Vegas,
slot machine,
right? And she's winning big. She's got a big suite and everything. And it's like you'd think that this would be leading to something. It fucking doesn't. All it leads to is her dancing with Venom, tipping off the fucking xenophages, because the xenophages use
only one xenophage has been active throughout the entire movie. They only send in multiple when the other symbiotes are a thing.
Oh yeah, but the point is that like it gives them away. The thing finds them almost immediately. It's like, hey, come on, guys, you couldn't have used like their fucking superhero-ness about this shit, and like power and responsibility. And it was like, this is Spider-Man related, guys. We could have done something with this, but no. Oh, did the fucking tuxedo guy not have any money on him?
I just want to make you happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
So
This doesn't sound. The drawing became simple and the music became discordant. I think I'm just going to leave now.
That sounds perfect.
So
There
we
we go.
have this scenario where we're being attacked by multiple Xant heads that are firing shots at us, and we can't really do much against them. aside from jumping at them repeatedly as a wolf.
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made.
There's a researcher in this movie named Sadie Christmas, and they really want you to know, that she likes
wears
Christmas.
a fucking Christmas tree pin on her lab coat. The symbiote she transforms into later on is fucking bright green, too.
Yep.
It's like, at this point, I was like, is Tom Hardy into... Because Tom Hardy co-wrote this movie. You know, I was thinking it was like is Tom Hardy, like, into black girls who wear green? I'm not...
Who knows?
I'm not complaining, but, like, these people aren't fucking characters. Speaking of a whole lot of no character, let me pull up the other researcher's name.
Teddy Payne, who is a gender bent version
gender bent version of Dr. Teddy Payne, and without changing the first name of the character. Yeah, that's at least when they made Starbuck female in Battlestar Galactica, they gave her a different fucking name. I mean, granted, like, Apollo and Starbuck were their names in the originals, but, you know.
You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
Yeah, Thaddeus... Oh, come on. Thaddeus Payne... Okay, so apparently Thaddeus was her twin brother, or the guy who got struck by lightning in a completely useful flashback sequence that we have at the start of the film. And her getting struck by lightning leads to her getting a symbiote that turns her into the fucking Flash. I ain't fucking kidding.
No, I know you're not.
That's a familiar move.
Because don't forget, you and I have both seen this movie.
Yeah, no, this film is fucking dumb. Yeah, by the way, hey, Thaddeus Payne, he was one of the guys who experimented on Morbius in the comics. Like, he was a fucking ruthless character, or he was a fucking super villain, right? And like, they fucking give his name to some no-ass character. Frankly, like, if all of these characters had been... This is a common issue with amateur writers in things like this. They have too many fucking characters.
She's right.
And not enough character traits to go around. Like, the strongest characters in this film are in order of like, fucking damn it, guys. In order of characterization, I'd say that the strongest characters in this film are Venom Duo and Rex Strickland. Because Strickland has, like, reasons for the things that he does.
Yep.
And he doesn't even get to survive the film. Which is kind of sad. Because, like, he goes out a fucking hero. But I'm not really sure, like, hero in quotes, because I'm not really sure what the fuck is going on in that scene. Because, like, they go to Area 51 on the fucking... When the Xenophage ambushes them at Mrs. Chen's apartment, the army guys come and get him. They come and get Eddie and Venom. They separate him with a sonic cannon and vacuum up Venom and put Eddie in a cell. And then they put Venom in a container. Christmas Girl somehow decides that she's going to take, she's going to bond with Venom real quick to get him back to Eddie, and Eddie, like, it's a good thing she did that, even though that happens off screen, because that saves Eddie's life, because Rex decides quite reasonably once he's found out all the shit that's gonna happen, is like how the, Null is gonna try and declare war on the universe and destroy the whole world. Well, so he's like, okay, hey, well, if the Codex only exists when Eddie and Venom are alive, if I kill one or both of them, and they can't unleash this guy, so, Eddie killed one of my guys, and these aliens have gotten a bunch of my other guys killed, and I don't trust Pain and Christmas anymore, so I'm just gonna start shooting motherfuckers and be done with it. And frankly, for as much as I like Eddie and Venom as characters, I was kind of done with their shtick in this film. So I just wanted the movie to end by that point. And, I was kind of on board with him.
Yeah, let's do it.
I was like, okay, let's see, how's Eddie gonna get out of this? And then it's like Venom, he gets shot and then Venom fixes him. And then it's like, okay.
And
So I guess it's a good thing that all of the people on this team are fucking retarded. Because,
Yep.
like, how exactly could any of this have been sensible? None of this is sensible. None of this makes any sense. None of this is good. And then, all that leads to,
I told you our love was insurmountable.
all of that leads towards, a showdown with between all the Power Ranger symbiotes, and because they literally are colored like the Power Rangers, Power Rangers symbiotes and the fucking xenophages, and more of the xenophages start spawning in via wormholes that Null is able to conjure for some reason. And then, Venom decides, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take all these guys over, and, they have a little fight, and, Strickland decides, somehow Strickland kills one of his own men who was assimilated by a symbiote, even though, Venom has survived far worse than that one symbiote did. And granted, there is this whole thing about compatibility.
That's not how this works.
In the symbiote things,
Yes,
but it's
what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending. What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't
Venom
need the
decides that
world.
he's going to,
All we need
when they're getting
is each
overwhelmed,
other.
Venom decides he's gonna, he heals up Eddie after he gets wounded, and decides that he's gonna sacrifice himself to destroy the xenophages. Why they wouldn't just send more xenophages at this point, I'm not sure. And then Strickland uses the acid that the military was using to melt down the Area 51 stuff to kill Venom and the xenophages. Why exactly Pain couldn't have used a Super Flash Agony creature to speed Eddie and Strickland out of there, and also Venom as well, is kind of, when they blow up the xenophages, is kind of weird. Also, it's kind of weird how Strickland decides to blow himself up with a grenade that somehow causes the entire thing to explode. There might have been explosives around there too, but it's
Who knows?
I feel like the usage of nuclear weaponry would have been heavily advised at this point. Maybe we could have called in fucking Spider-Man.
Alex, we don't know who's Spider-Man at this point.
We could get fucking hell. We could have gotten Morbius. Morbius has fucking powers.
I wasn't listening.
Would have taken,
Yeah, but
you know, let's get Sydney Sweeney and her awesome boobs in here. Or she should have spider powers by this point in the timeline. And her and the other Spider Girls were predicted to be Spider Girls by this point in time. And there should be a Spider-Man in this universe somehow. Oh, fuck, if this film had taken place in the MCU, we could have had so many more interesting things. Hell, we could have had so many more interesting things happening in the fucking movie if they'd have just gone back for another pass on the script. Because every single line in this film is a piece of placeholder dialogue. Every single connective, joint in this film looks like it was put together on the first try. Everything is wrong with this movie that can be. It's just that it's prettier than Madam Web because it actually has a decent budget. And it actually, well, Madam Web had a decent budget too. But here's the thing. Madam Web was a complete and utter fucking disgrace of a movie when it came to screenwriting, fucking choreography, cinematography, storyboarding. This film is coherent in terms of storyboarding and visual effects and like cinematography and focus and everything. It's not as bad as Madam Web, but you know what it is bad? You know what is bad? The fucking script. All of the characters are bland, one note at best. The hippie family is lucky that they even exist. I would have written them out. They don't need to be here. Eddie could have just walked to Las Vegas for all I care. We could have just cut and he was there. We could have cut out, you know what we could have cut out? We could have cut out half this fucking movie. Because, like I said, everything is like the first piece of dialogue that you come up with when you're like, hey, I gotta put something here to get us to the next bit. I'll go back and rewrite it. And then they didn't rewrite it. Like, let me go look at Tom Hardy's writing credits. Let me see.
And now my Master Sword has become a lightsaber.
Okay, Control F. Okay, so he co-wrote Let There Be Carnage. So Let There Be Carnage was fucking great. But like, this film, Let There Be Carnage was a film that like, it kicked along really, really fast, you know? And this film fucking doesn't. Like, everything, it goes one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And then, this film is like, and this happens, and this happens, and this happens. Oh, fucking kill me now.
We would have to be here forever.
I don't know. Kevin, what else do you think? Enough about my ranting.
I just feel like
I'm gonna let
I just
you
feel
rant.
like at this point Zack Snyder should sue.
Really what you want though.
Huh?
Because
Well,
they're taking
what'd you say?
because they're taking his ideas.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's like a combination of it's like a combination of Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, and fucking Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, and like that's why I said that it seems like it was written during the fucking strike, or right before the strike, but it wasn't. It was complete. The script was completed before the strike. And you know what they could have done? They could have like revised dialogue during filming. Edward Norton does that all the time. Like that was one of the things he did on The Incredible Hulk. He was always going back and cleaning up dialogue, like making sure everything
for some reason
was tight.
And yet for some reason he wasn't given proper royalties.
Well, they cut his fucking name off of that script, even though like 90% of the dialogue was his. Because dialogue isn't as important as, oh, this happens in this place in this location. Is like, you know,
She doesn't seem
locations can change. Dialogue, like, dialogue can change, but you gotta have good shit for the characters to say, because otherwise you wind up with stuff like this, where the characters are just saying and spouting cliches from the big book of cliches.
With us? Can she?
There's a big book of cliche. There are literally writing books out there that that have like outlines for things that you can do, but you're supposed to like expand upon them. You don't.
Yeah.
It has to be this place. If we just made
Like,
these
if
walls
we-
more fitting for a princess, if we just
Like, you
say
can-
the
Like,
right
out.
things.
The hero's journey is an example of that. Like Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey, he is like, so you can.
Happy here.
Yeah, the Smitten's going a little bit crazy,
As the
cuckoo
voice
for
thinks
Cocoa
its
Puffs.
thought, your hands raise,
So,
fingers
Alec,
pointing towards
Yeah.
your chest, and
keep in
then-
mind, like,
What?
you've confessed to me that during the writing phase of some of your works, you tend to avoid
Oh,
writing a
but
lot
I
of
do.
dialogue because you prefer to be more of an action-oriented kind of guy.
Well, yeah, like if I lay down the events first, I can figure out what the characters say later. That's usually what I wind up doing, because, like, back when I first started writing, I wrote a couple of stories where the characters didn't speak to each other at all for like 40 or so pages. And it wasn't until I had to like knuckle down, because when I read the last Animorphs book, I was so incensed by that stupid fucking ending. I think it's a great series, but it is like, it's just dumb fucking ending that didn't set up a sequel that never fucking happened. So I was so incensed by that I decided that I was going to
What?
I was going to
What is he doing?
rewrite
see
the
what
ending
you
and
tell
figure
us.
out how something better to do. And that kind of taught me how to
Are you sure you want to know?
more deftly integrate dialogue
I can't stall
into
forever.
characters' actions, because Animorphs, you require a narrative. Like, it's told from the first person, and characters interact a lot. So you have to get the personalities right and things like that.
plunge your
Oh,
nails into
God.
your chest, digging
And
deep,
yet,
grasping for
and
a
it's like,
handhold.
that has hardly
You
been an
find it.
issue for me with
Your
a
fingers
lot
curling
Yeah,
around
you-
your
of
ribs.
characters. Or as
Yeah,
I've written, and
you do a good job coming up with like, okay, so this character should say this stuff at this point. I mean, that's something I like about working with you.
Are you okay? You can't
I
do that and be okay.
appreciate that sentiment.
Because you've helped, that
Fine.
attitude has
You should
helped
not
me
be allowed to do that.
fill
Stop
out
this song,
the
you know?
the list of things that need to get done. And because if you look back, like you can see that a lot of there's a lack of internal narration in some of my earlier works.
And yet,
And then
it's
later on, I kind of
done,
figured that out
isn't
more.
it?
Ah, God fucking damn it.
Let me see.
Ugh.
You
Now
yank
these
violently,
Xant heads are just
your
gonna go
bones
down
cracking with
on,
blood
like,
pulses as you
clockwork.
Pull yourself apart inch.
All
by
just because
painful
my
inch.
master sword, as I said, is a lightsaber.
Bum 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 bum.
The weird thing is
Your
that
exposed heart,
uh,
framed by jagged ribs,
our scaling when it
pulses
comes to
rhythmically
Zelda
in
is
your
weird
chest.
as hell,
The
man.
loosened,
Like, there are
threads of your body
and I
are
do
firm
stress
to cover
so
the
many
surface of the
arguments
room.
for that series
Don't mind my
cosmology
sacrifice.
that
It's
I'm
a
just
fair
like,
price to pay
what
to give
even
her
is
everything
this?
she doesn't know she
Like,
wants.
Like, they'll even
Yeah,
argue that
this is new content here. This is a little bit fucked up, Smitten. I wasn't. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
like
Oh.
let me put it to you this way. Versus Battle Wiki, as
Tell me
unreliable a source as that is, has this thing where apparently Ganondorf's little
Princess,
ball of energy that he fires
reaches
at Link
towards your
during his
beating
fight with
heart, and then everything
during
goes
their
dark
fight in Ocarina
and
of Time
dry.
is somehow a planetary level attack. Yeah, I'm not
Mm.
joking. It's weird, man.
And
Like,
here is some more new content.
You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin. Excuse me? You're clearly...
so
Oh. Huh. So you are.
So it's like anytime,
How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet.
like oftentimes, I'm kind of like the opposite of you in the regard of like, I don't really use too much action to really write the story because I'm not that big a fan. Because even though I could write some interesting action pieces, I'm not exactly all that oriented towards it. And as
Yeah.
you've played, as you can tell. Oh, well, these Muckla giants just piss right off.
Gizmo says hotel ass.
On your stream,
Yes.
We've been here before. Well, not here.
you're online, Gizmo.
I'll
Feel
show
free
you
to
know what I'm
join.
talking about. You knew about the loop in last time. Now, he's clearly disorientated. I'm sure all this new info is going to come as quite a shock to him. Best if we're gentle.
Be gentle, it's his first time.
Right on cue, here's the news.
Sora's first time, always an
Welcome.
adventure. That's
How
a
are you,
joke from
Freddy?
SGB.
I'm just happy to be here. Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from.
Got another
And
small
you do
key.
the entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well-travelled, you know that, yes? Well, we know that now, thanks to you. We're all so lucky.
All
we're
right,
stuck
duh.
working with someone so well-informed. You can count on us to do things right from here on out. I'm going to describe the room now. The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicolored glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light, vaguely illuminating the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty. Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
That's interesting. I don't think I've run into that before.
Yeah, it was a bit of a loud
Got the
one,
big
wasn't
key,
it?
because we won't be able to get to the boss without it.
Okay. We're better off without him, if you ask me. One less opinion we have to contend with. Plus, he's the one who got us into this whole mess.
A little bit.
Is that so? Maybe there is hope for you after all, free from the bad influence of your missing friend.
AO3 updated their terms is updating their terms of service, apparently.
Now that is some fine reasoning. Who cares about the blade? I think you're right. We're better off without it. It's not like it's ever been important. Of course, the blade's important. It's your implement.
Really?
You're going to need it if you want to do this right. The fact that you're here, right now, again, means that you have not yet done this right. But it's not there, is it? We don't even get the choice. So, what are we supposed to do? I don't actually know. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere. It has to. It's part of the whole structure of this place, I think. At the very least, it's important.
Yeah, that was a load-bearing knife.
What is there to say about it? It's a mirror. Is this some sort of a bit? There is no mirror. There's only the stained glass windows, the empty table where your blade should be, and the door to the basement.
Nice, red rupee. Oh, come on.
Oh, my bad. That's why I haven't been talking about it. I see it, just like I saw it last time. Good for you, buddy. You've got a sharp set of eyes on you. Mirror or no mirror, the door to the basement, your only way forward, is just on the other side of the room. How about you walk over there? You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. Is this about that supposed mirror? Just reach forward and fumble around a bit. I'm sure you'll find the handle.
Reach forward and fumble around a bit, huh?
Shall we have a look at ourselves?
Sounds like you might be describing sex.
You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle. Figures. And then you push the door open. Marvelous. We can proceed. It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpet too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet.
No!
What just happened?
I fell.
Ouch!
Princess lives here, slaying her would probably...
I gotta go all the way up.
This place is nice.
All over
Fancy
again.
even. I have to
Ugh.
say, in your previous lives, I
Ugh.
deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm.
Yeah, you and me
Don't worry
both,
about
buddy.
it, boss. You're doing great. I'm not, but I appreciate the encouragement. Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess. No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice house doesn't mean she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality. It's in her very nature.
Goodbye. Booyah.
Her voice, gentle and warm with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
As much as I desperately want to know what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more I think, the worse this gets.
Now I've got a whole room of these
This
guys.
is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice. Gotta say, I'm with him on this one, boss. When have nice things ever been a problem?
I don't even know what these things are called. Oh, thank God. And now, finally open the door.
Open the door.
All right, Zant. We're finally here to beat your ass into a bloody pulp. Let's do this. So he's just casually sitting there, chillaxing on his throne like a baller.
And all of a sudden, some schmuck bursts through his door.
One of them yelled out,
Get on your knees!
and he responded with,
I'm not your mother last night!
That is the problem.
and he took exception to
And I
that.
took exception. They
Yeah,
took
we
exception to
screwed
that.
your mother bad.
I need to stop.
Oh,
talking.
yeah.
I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay?
And now we see Zant's creepy little face.
This hall, like the one below, is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light. Just enough to
Oh,
illuminate tapestries along
you won't
every wall,
twist your body like
woven
that. That's
with
creepy.
scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the center of the room. The princess, seated at its far end. Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden.
He says he
chain
found a god, but in
around the
reality, he
princess's
found
neck.
Ganondorf,
So that's
who just
where
happened to
it
gain an
is.
absurd amount of
The
power
tip
by
is already
entering
pointed
this
right to the
realm.
heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy. Yeah, that is easy, isn't it? So, where's the rush?
So in the manga version of Link's visit to the Palace of Twilight, turns out the town that he was
Wouldn't that be nice?
stationed at,
As the
that
words
back when
leave
he
her
was
mouth,
young,
the torches flare and
long
a
where he was
chair
training to be a,
squeezes in
be a
from
guard for the
behind,
royal
knocking her
family.
legs out from
A
under.
heat
Your force
when he
of
pulled out
seated
when
at
Link
the
pulled
table.
out that sword, he ended up inadvertently transporting the entire town into the realm
Isn't
of
that
Twilight.
It is
Hmm.
better.
But he put it back in, and they ended up returning back to the realm of light.
It's our happy ending, just like you asked for.
So, Kevin, do you think Venom is actually dead, or is he gonna come back in the next movie?
I don't know at this point because Tom Hardy's not doing the role anymore.
Yeah. What do you think Null's big plan is going to be, because he said, "Oh, now that
Like
Venom is dead, Earth is unguarded, and I can commence
I
my
fucking
takeover." It's like, okay, are we gonna have to gather the Dragon Balls to resurrect Venom so that he can be the Lethal Protector again? Or are we actually going to shock and fucking awe bring Spider-Man into this film?
Oh, right, dinner. I totally forgotten about it.
Oh boy, here we go with this boss fight. Usurper King, Zant.
Hands, shadow. Vaguely looks like me. Is that the Smitten? Did he stick around with her? Is he, like, granting wishes and shit? Why couldn't you have granted any wishes when you were with me, buddy?
Am I ever? Look at this spread. It's a feast fit for a king. Yeah, and after everything we've been through, we could use a break. More than that, we deserve a break.
I refuse her hospitality.
You begin to feast, and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading. The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue. You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone.
So now Zant's just shaking up the
and
floor.
bursting with flavors you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels.
That sounds interesting.
This really is perfect, isn't it? It is the best meal you've ever had.
Now we're underwater.
But then it's over.
Oh
You're
my.
just as hungry as when you began.
Well, if this is a dream, then it would very well be like that.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
Like-
Shadow washes across the table, clearing and repeating.
Okay,
The feast is once again laid before you. The food is good. Again. You tear into golden crispy flesh, dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick crusted bread, sip your goblet of sparkling gems. But you have done this already. A good meal is still a good meal, and we didn't even have to clear the dishes. I'm happy.
yeah, but I don't want to eat, like, 5 good meals in a row.
Then it's over. And you're just as hungry as when you began.
Are we having a degustation or something? Do I have a black hole in my stomach? I'm not really sure what
Right?
giant
I know this wasn't as good as it
bird
was last time,
rabbit
but
creatures
we just
eat,
have to do it again. That's all.
or how much
It'll
they
be
need
perfect
to.
If we just do it again.
Honey, I think we need to just leave. We leave
So
now.
the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new.
The stuff that's happening to the food is what was happening to her when I was asking her what she wanted to do.
The meat is fine, the bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid
Alex,
within no
I think
longer
my boss
glimmering
might
in
have
your
taken
palate,
some
instead
drugs.
leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film.
What
Down
might
and
that?
it fills
What
again.
might lead you to that conclusion?
Do not drink more.
Because he's acting like a whack job.
Well,
Hmm.
food is food, isn't it? Can't always be amazing. What matters is that we don't have to make it. Getting other people to do the hard
Now we're
work
inside the
always
ice
improves the
palace.
taste. Does it? Because it seems like the taste is getting worse, and we haven't had to so much as lift a finger.
Yeah, drawing quality is getting worse down here too.
Again, and you're just as hungry as when you began. Again.
Well, I suppose I need to go do some push-ups to burn off all these calories. Be back in about 20 minutes, honey. You know I don't do less than 100
something was
push-ups
wrong
in a
that
set.
time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong.
No, that's not how that
It's
works.
just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
I mean, granted, it can be how it works, but that's not technically how it works unless you're, like, sick or overeating. Which, granted, we have consumed, like, several three-course meals all in a row.
The shadow
And now it's
replaces
gotten
your
even
feast.
sketchier.
And again you eat. The meat is greasy. The bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw as
Oh
you
god, I
chew.
hate it when bread gets like
The
that.
grey vegetables are
That's
barely
the-
worth the effort of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet. It's
Oh
simply
god, I
sweet
can
aroma
fucking
up.
smell the
Now we're-
aroma he's talking about, too.
Now we're just outside of Hyrule Castle.
I'm so
And now he's just
tired of
busting out
eating.
swords.
Well, it's still free food we didn't have to make, right? Oh, am I kidding? We were eating like kings, and now we're eating like pigs. At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time.
Flashing me, you friggin' weirdo.
I'm so tired of this.
I'd be tired after eating, what is this, 4 meals now?
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
Oh,
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
No, I
what
think...
is going
Not a
on
fan of whatever just happened.
Over here or
I
over
don't
with
wanna
you?
sit in the dark.
with
Losers
me?
sit in the
Oh,
dark.
okay.
Because
I
he's
wanna
just
sit in a brightly lit, spacious room where we can see.
he's just
our
turned into a top at
beautiful,
this point.
queenly wife.
I'm not sure we're married yet, but kind of just met her today, buddy.
As if in response to the dousing of their brother, the other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls.
And now
their
he's
shadows
finally
deepen,
beaten.
dancing angrily across the stone.
That's interesting.
Yep, I totes beat the main villain of the game, guys.
I'm not supposed to do that. I don't want him to be upset with me. He's the voice that whispers sweet nothings in my ear.
And
I think he made this
we
place for us.
and Midna is still not cured.
Okay, yep, that definitely is, the smitten.
Is she talking about a real voice? Like us, but...
Yeah, she hears voices in her head that counsel her and understand as well. Or
Or
perhaps don't understand.
the torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment, but you don't receive a response.
Is that a face? Kind of looks like us if we were drawn really poorly.
Giving us the cold shoulder, I say, asserting his dominance in the power structure. Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
He says his words are just for me. But he wants me to ask,
Ooh!
is this enough? Isn't this what you wanted him to do?
I mean, I'd kind of like to do things in my life other than eat. You know, there is, like...
Midna just no diffed with him with a fraction of her power.
taking a run down by the lake, cooking the food. That's cool. I like cooking
he says
food.
He's tired. I don't think he'll answer anything else you have to say.
Oh, let's have an
Mean.
imaginary nap, and then he can have his imaginary rest, and then we can come back to our imaginary table and have our imaginary conversation. How about that?
This isn't fair. If I could just talk to him for 2 seconds, I'm sure we could sort this out and figure
Rory,
out
How do you get off stealing one of the voices in my head?
But no, he's decided he's above talking to little.
yeah, she's gonna be waiting a little while longer, Midna, because I've got other shit to do.
Yeah.
And I've got the last heart container.
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game.
Sure. Yu-Gi-Oh? Fucking Kaijudo? Pokemon? Tetris?
Lucky Star.
Mario Kart?
Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
Play some Super Smash Brothers.
The flames roar.
All right.
A shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game. Its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing. Its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
So yeah, this game's plot was hijacked by Ganon. Only one thing to do, and that's not to go fix it. Why? Because we've got some arbiter, or we've got some stuff to do in the Gerudo Desert. Let's go here. So remember that piece of the Bridge of Eldin that we collected a little while back?
Yeah.
Well, turns out there's a cave underneath it, and we're gonna be trying to do all that.
Great, we don't even have a rule book. That means we can make up as many rules as we want. And
Dude.
we will. Don't worry, I am excellent at cheating. She'll never suspect a thing.
Dude, I don't want to fucking cheat. I want to learn how to play a game. You're not voice of the gamer, clearly.
I don't think it really matters. This all kind of feels like we're just filling time, you know?
Yeah, kind of like that last Venom movie.
What, you don't want to win? To show our prowess?
And you
in
just
all
smash
areas
hands
that
on keyboard
accumulate
until we get
respect?
done.
Wow, you would be hopeless without me. Count your lucky stars I'm here.
No, I kind of think like I'm maybe a little bit ahead of the
You and
game.
the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is.
This actually
Tension
looks like an
between
interesting
turns,
game.
triumphant
I
highs
wouldn't
of
mind
moves
playing
well
this.
placed, and the
Hey,
tragic
hey,
blows of
Black
physical
Tabby.
conditions and careless
If you've been able to
plays.
get past the discussion of the Venom film and all the other stuff that we've done in this,
As she places her final piece.
I want this game. This game looks interesting. Make a game as interesting as this. I know you had some idea of what it was supposed to be in your heads when you drew all this stuff. So just, like, I don't know. This would be... Call it, like, Slay the Princess, the board game. From Happily Ever After, the board game. Happily Ever After, a Slay the Princess board game. Or tabletop game. Yeah. And, then, you know, we can have ourselves a little official piece of tabletop merchandise.
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
Yeah, possibly, but who cares? We had fun.
So you start over.
Yeah.
She only
This
made us
this
start
is how
over
you do
before we
stuff like this. This is we learn the games as we go, and occasionally we have to start a whole session over. But you know what? That's how you get good at playing
Time
board
passes.
games.
You play the game. You win.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so Mr. Reptile Arms Bird Rabbit Man is playing a board game with the princess. That's just a thing. We're doing that, apparently.
Boom! And there you have it. What did I tell you? Am I great at games or am I great at games?
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
you won. I guess we can play again.
I want her to win this time.
Time passes.
There we go.
Play the game.
The game is listening to
She
me.
wins.
Oh, I won. I guess
Oh.
we can play again.
There is a long pause, and the board does not reset.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
You don't need me to tell you that it isn't. Oh.
Uh-huh.
The princess visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Wait. Maybe this is just too
Yeah,
easy.
Skulltula.
Maybe if we added more
Rather-
rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need to go out and
Game's
buy an
just
expansion pack.
Simple. We can make it fun again.
That'll totally solve all of our problems.
Yeah, that's how all the great board games do. We'll get a new edition.
Once again, more pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear, and the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew.
Yeah, see, if this is supposed to be tedious, it's not. I do this all the time.
And so you do. And it is fun again.
Yeah, we just go and we pick out a
As fun as
different
the
board
first time
game.
you played.
There's a house of cards over there. Why is that part of building the board game?
But then you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade.
Yeah.
Creeping
I know.
numbness settling
Hey.
over the board.
Who here has seen Star Trek Generations?
Now,
Because this
I
is starting
haven't.
to remind me of the Nexus from that movie. Everything is perfect. Too perfect. Huh.
oh, hello, easily demonetizable body of the Great Fairy.
The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces
The
advance
Cave of
like every
Ordeals.
slog to their destination. Winning and losing become nothing but ends, and even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish, till finally.
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this
Yeah,
time.
let's
Come
pick a
on.
different board game. We don't need to keep buying new expansion packs, honey.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
I'm happy. I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
Yeah, we're happy until we exhaust something.
Awful. Isn't it great that we're all having such a lovely time together? We just have to stay positive and realize how happy we are.
I hate
Then all of
you,
those lights will stay
Mr.
on
Opportunist.
and keep showing us all the cool stuff we have. Yeah, sure.
What kind of flowers for Algernon this stuff?
The princess starts to hyperventilate, her quick breaths punctuating the uncomfortable
Ben Page
silence
asks,
between
"Did you kill the princess yet?" I killed the princess in the last one, and this is not this. I'm not going to kill this princess. She's a sweet little cinnamon roll.
Yes. Why wouldn't I be? Let's not talk about it.
She's being defensive. And we all know being defensive is a sign of weakness.
Why? Oh, I see you're simping. Of course I fucking am. Did you watch the earlier part of this stream?
I don't feel anything.
No, I just joined.
The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against.
Yeah, so this is the innocent princess, aka the damsel. She is freaking adorable.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out? I think I'd like to dance under the stars.
Oh, cool. Kill her. No!
That sounds lovely.
Look at her. You wouldn't?
But there aren't any stars here. I'd have to leave.
Alex, you should know Benjamin
She
by
says
now.
that.
He is a man of
Pushes
poor
forward,
taste.
tightens its grip on her wrists.
You were thinking with your dick, stop that. I mean, well, you know, I wasn't at first. I just wanted to see what would happen.
I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
I wasn't at first, he admits it. Stop that, Alex. I mean, if you want to see some of the weird shit in this game, I can certainly show you.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
I don't know. It feels like an important.
Oh,
part of
and
me is
yes,
gone,
going
but
down here
I'm
is
still
required
here.
for 100% because you gotta find
I
a
don't know what
post
to do with
soul.
that.
Stop
I
that,
don't know how
Alex.
I'm
I mean,
supposed to
it
pick
would
up the
slay.
pieces.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
By the way, did you know that there's a Cave of
Princess pushes herself in
Ordeals
her
on the
chair,
Wii U
giving stock as you
version
do the same,
and of this
waiting
game
by the top of the
for
stairs
Wolf
as she
Link that's only
quietly crosses
unlockable
the
through an
way.
amiibo?
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's hard.
I believe it.
Do you still care about me? Oh, I wasn't.
Oh, good, I have
expecting
a
you to
red
say that.
potion.
Play her now. This
still
is your
care
chance.
about
No,
you,
she's sweet and
too,
adorable.
so
She's
maybe this wasn't all bad.
got a nice rack. Beautiful hair.
But I don't think. This
Eyes that are a
place
little
is
bit
for us
creepy.
anymore. I think we need to go.
Push her out the window. I think we're both going to leave out the window.
As the princess steps towards the stairs, you offer her your hand. The corners of her mouth curl into a demure smile, and she gently takes your hand in hers.
You were thinking with your cock, push her down the stairs. Here's what is with the murder, Ben?
But her
Because
skin
it's
Yeah.
called Slay the
is
Princess
most
doesn't mean we
beautiful
have
thing
to.
You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world? He's right, you know. You're giving us some real mixed signals.
I finished
boss.
Silent Hill 2 remake. Good for you. How was it?
Good.
All women are evil. This is the lesson I've learned, and that's definitely what the game intended. Okay, yeah. So as somebody who knows a thing or two about the original Silent Hill 2.
Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world.
It's
Well,
the
let's work
end
with
of
us
the
anyways.
world as we know it,
Think
and
what you
I
will.
feel fine.
I'm done fighting. You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance. And then the two of you step out into the world. I think this is the end of me. Even if it's
Push
not
her
the end of
down,
me.
come on.
I hope
There
this
wasn't an
worth it.
option for that.
Genuinely, I do. He's really gone, isn't he? No boss anymore, no one left to tell us what to do. I guess we'll have to be our own boss then. About time.
The stars are so beautiful.
Quiet moment passes over you.
I meant
Comfortable
it
quiet.
when I said I wanted to dance.
Shut up and dance with me. NGL, it wasn't in Silent Hill 2, and that would have made things so much easier. Fuck that bitch. Which bitch are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Her face worn and tired brightens the faster you move. A soft, sad smile widening and widening till it reflects only genuine affection. Send her out in a wide spin and your arms stretch to their limits, only the tenuous grasp of your hand and hers holding you together. Share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever.
Thank you for taking me here.
And she's about to get eaten by the hare.
It's a little cold outside.
Cold outside, there's no kind of atmosphere. I'm all alone, more or less. Let me fly far away from here. Fun, 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 in the sun, sun. Fun, 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 in the sun, sun. I wanna fly, shipwrecked and comatose, drinking fresh mango juice. Let me fly.
Slipping down my toes. Fun, fun, fun. In the sun, sun.
Why now?
Fun, fun, fun. We're not gonna be able to watch all of Red Dwarf, but we should watch, like, a couple of episodes.
Red Dwarf is such a funny and good show.
I love that show. Have you ever watched the American pilot for that show?
No, I haven't.
So they got Robert Llewellyn to play Crichton for the pilot. And then they got this, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger-looking motherfucker to play, the main guy that Craig Charles played in the original, whose name escapes me at the moment. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, you mean, Lister?
Lister, yeah. I didn't want to mix Rimmer up with Lister. But yeah,
Are you trying to mix up my name there, Lister? Oh, I didn't know about that, Rimmer. Because it was all part of me plan. We were gonna buy a farm on Fiji.
Did you know? Okay, so that was the first pilot. The second pilot made the cat a girl.
What?
Yeah, it was basically Catwoman. And she had a thing for Lister.
Oh, no! Oh, God, there's just something special about British comedy.
Does mean we won.
Yeah. For as much as I know that an American version of Red Dwarf would have been a really bad idea, like, there's a decent amount of heart in that American pilot that could have become something great if it had been given the opportunity. But, you know, I'm glad Red Dwarf kept going, because the regular Red Dwarf would have ended if the American version went on. Because it borrowed a bunch of crew members, cast members, and sets and stuff.
If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him. I'm begging you, don't do this.
I don't have a choice, me.
Yep.
Ben says, oh, okay, what, why, yeah. So welcome to the plot. This is us. We are a rabbit lizard bird man. Why does the hero look lizardy? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Yep.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. I am solitary lights in an empty city.
Well, that's very Silent Hilly, yes. Well, say hello to the woman who speaks in hands. She is not related to Dr. Gaster in any way that I'm aware of.
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more. I think that you are like me. We are oceans.
Weird how you could easily
Shallow
cheese the
creeks.
Stalfos in this game.
Yeah, they're usually kind of tough.
But here, just throw a bomb, just throw a bomb
Yes.
arrow at them, and they'll
Nerves
die
and
instantly.
fibers to feel the worlds beyond.
Yeah, if you get
Perspectives to make my own.
if you get enough money to burn in the original Zelda, you can essentially like spam arrows at them and they go.
This one is a songbird in a cage of gilded shadows. She will make for an honest heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally learned to sing for herself.
Well, sing me a song, you're a singer. Just don't do me wrong. I just sneezed. Phew. Oh, okay. I'm not sure we needed to know that, Ben.
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, therefore I am. I meant ow. Oh, okay.
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Except for her.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I
I'm
want
sorry.
to break
There are some
free.
changes that can never be undone.
God
There are some
knows.
tears that can never be undone.
God knows I want
This
to
is not a
break
place,
free.
a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived
Not going to go on
here,
to sing the rest of it
she was
because you already
going to
know, but
return to me.
it is fitting for this particular game.
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Well,
Ow.
I know only that they are.
no, not what they are, only that they
She
are.
is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
I mean, yes, it does, kind of.
Oh,
You are familiar.
we found the fairy
You are
again.
like me. I feel
Alex,
sadness.
would you say that the
love,
fairy has a
hope,
very
as I
demonetizable
witness you.
body?
Yes.
How
I'm sure there's a nude
demonetized?
mod for this game.
Nothing.
Oh, now I've
is
gotten
more.
up to the Elden
But I
Spring.
know
Now that's
that
all
there
that's
are
left is
worlds beyond
Lanayru.
us, and that we are. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
So do you call this life? Yes, but not as we know it yet.
Everything. Until we meet again.
Been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
More than you have found,
Been
but
a
less than
long
there are to
way
find.
from where we
I am
began.
infinite.
But I'll tell
The
you
rest
all
will find
about
their
it
own
when I
way.
see you again.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. Then we will be here forever, as we are now. unfinished, dry, hollow.
Come on, come on. Ow. Friggin' hell. Come on, come on. Ugh. Come on! No!
If you need time, then I'll wait
Ah.
with you.
Come on.
You are as I am
Ah.
now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished.
Come on, come on,
What
come on. Get up,
textures
get
will
up.
you
Get up.
weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping?
Come on. I don't even know if these are friggin' redeads.
If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Damn it. Red chew jelly merged with the purple one. That's not a good sign.
Chew jellies are fucking weird. Alright, I will be right back. I have to hit the restroom.
Okay.
Take your time.
And I am back.
Nice.
Come on.
Okay. Now, I'm currently waiting for the game to restart because the princess well, the fuck, I don't remember her name. The girl who talks in hands, we'll call it. Now, the girl who talks in hands turned the game off.
Though you were gone mere moments,
I was wondering what was going
I never
on.
left your side. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
I will. I will, rather.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here. you serious? I'm talking about the...
No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps, most problematically of all, no more people. Yet the only people who seem to be here are me and her and all those weird voices I hear inside my head.
What do they sound like?
Already on the path that
They sound like different variations on the same guy doing a pretty good job of making himself sound like he's not the same guy.
You might as well reach the end of your journey. She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes... The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
I'm gonna look up, because I heard there was some more stuff that you could do if you tried to stay in the cabin. Now I'm going to look up some of the other content, try and figure out where to go from here, to access the rest of the content in the version.
Oh joy, Dark Nuts.
Pristine cut is a page that you need to create. Okay, that's fucking amazing. Thanks, guys. Very helpful.
Should have waited till then to use the magic armor. Mama didn't raise no quitters.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh.
crucial. Nevertheless, let me assure you, and before you causality, it's no use unless... Oh, if only that... I have to say, like I said, it's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination. You make your way up the shore. We're not going to go through with it. Ignore him. He doesn't... The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale at the blade. You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement.
Okay, so next up I'm going to try and see if there's anything, because I've heard that there's another chapter to the prisoner as well. After...
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Here, is this part of... I haven't seen this one before. Anyways, so I might as well... I'll try and get there.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so cold and beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with unceremonious clap.
Phenomena. Phenomena.
I'm a charging my attack. All right.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill
Okay,
me?
good.
And that's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. I was hoping we could, sort that out together.
I know this is the wimpy way out, but fuck it. A win is a win.
That laugh. I think I'm in love. Stop it.
Yep.
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm down here, or how I got here.
Suspicious.
I was kind of hoping you might be able to shed some light on the whole situation.
Finally. Got some good luck. Come on.
Don't just tell her that.
I mean, why wouldn't I?
Get it.
You're not lying to me, alright?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't like the world much if they'd thrown me
I don't
down into the
remember much
basement
about it, to
either.
be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
Fine.
I'm supposed to be capable of ending the
9,000
world. How did I wind up
years.
here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm
How are
allegedly
you
so
still screaming?
dangerous?
A massive lung capacity.
They're skeletons!
Well, their lungs are the entire world. So,
That's stupid.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
just a matter of trust. Did you slay her yet? No.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you, either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation?
By the way, this is the
like
cynical princess, as I like to call her.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, It's all about trust. Blind trust.
She's a bit more, suspicious than the other one. She, noticed that we came down with a knife.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
I mean, that's what you think.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Yeah.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her. She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really. Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here. Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even
So yeah,
imagine
I'm going to try and
from
free her.
heart.
Again.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the
Baby.
princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
Yeah, so the princess is just casually talking about dismembering herself to,
Anything to finally be
get free from here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from you're here to slay. Your shouts, I'll repeat myself. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Or so specifically
I heard the
easier
door
for you.
slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Oh.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
And I'm sure there's more to come.
You cut into her flesh.
Well, the best is yet to come.
Alex, I'm in a room
What?
with three dark nuts.
Oh.
Okay. Cowabunga!
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
All right, now I'm down to only one.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just
Okay,
can't
this'll
let
be
her escape
easy.
into the world.
Great. Cleared that room of dark nuts. Oh, God. That was stressful. Please tell me that was the last one. Thank God it is. I've done it, gentlemen.
As the princess
I've cleared the
approaches
Cave of
bottom
Ordeals
step, your
first
body
try.
slams forward and raises the blade.
Oh.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Neat.
All right, I got the Great Fairy's Tears.
Stop that.
So yeah, this is the only
And
way
you
that
only
you can
had
get...
to beat her up a little bit.
Link, you can only get so much pussy. Stop trying to get all the pussy. Because your Riz is uncontrollable.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Okay.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Sense the conflict within you.
I'll make this quick.
There is no conflict.
She steps forward and
Oddly
Release the
inappropriate
void.
voice for our protagonist here.
Only
Sorry,
the
just had to
void.
reference Return of the Jedi. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
There
see
is
you in
no
real life.
conflict here. Only the void.
She slits your throat with an almost clinic. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
So Ben, what do you have to say about my my
You're on a
third
path
death here?
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is
Ow.
a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened, you know I can hear you, and as far as trying to help her go,
Pass faster, you stupid
those are two
moon.
very different questions. Let's say you died last time. The absolute irony. You really don't remember what? That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do. Which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did, practically for sure. Anyway, I believe. What do you mean? Of course, yes, but if it's the latter, do you think the people? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
Yeah, we're here. We're here. Shit's weird. Get used to it.
Yep. I thought it was we're here, we're queer, or so get used to it.
No, that is inappropriate for this particular endeavor.
Fair enough. My apologies.
You're talking in circles.
I shall atone by committing.
Although things are quite queer in terms of like
No,
strange.
I'm talking in facts.
It's a more queer here, isn't it?
Well, I might as well commit ritual Sudoku.
She just can. You haven't given us.
I'm not actually going to do that.
Fine.
Sudoku is a boring
Check
game,
your
anyways.
pockets.
It is.
You put your hands in your pockets.
The
and pull out
evidence.
An envelope with the
Sorry,
words
the
evidence
evidence.
written across the front. Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess."
Oh
will
goody,
leave the world
Malomart's
if
open
you
at
don't
night.
Stop her. This is an immutable truth. That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get. People locked up. I've told you everything. Not just. Look. Oh, of course. Yes. Right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're
You
here.
know what?
I get it. I'm also
Let's see.
annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
Let's get this place opened up
Great. Now,
to the
if you don't
general
mind,
public.
The whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
And now we summon up the fused
Before you
shadows
go any further.
and some freaky stuff's gonna happen with Midna. Ow. 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 You alright, honey?
She will
Oh
lie.
dear.
Yes, yes. Don't believe a word she says. Just go in. Take
I'll
the knife,
take that as a
do what
yes.
You're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Okay, so the barrier's been breached.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat.
Don't worry, I got
and
you,
more
honey.
like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this
Nice
is a
little
prison.
link to the past nod.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement, You'll
So,
need it if you want to do this right.
we only got one more dungeon left to do. But I'm gonna save that for next time. So
Calling it
next
for the
time,
night?
yeah. So next time on Twilight Princess, we're gonna storm the castle. Until then,
Is-
see you there.
Will Ganondorf's mother smell of mother be a hamster and his mother smell of elderberries?
No, his mother is a hamster and his father smelled
Father
of
smelled of
elderberries.
elderberries. Okay. I
Alright.
can't believe I got that quote wrong. Anyways, yeah, we'll see you guys later. I like the
Bye.
new content. I haven't gotten into all the new content so far, but I'm also gonna try and get into some of the content that I didn't get to the last time I played it. So, till then, bye everybody.